Hello, today is June 1st, 2018. It's Craig on San Juan Island. Just wanted to show a little update on the CNC machine I've been putting together. This is a fine line Saturn 4x4. And so I got pretty well everything built, but I'm running into a little bit of a problem now. Let me walk you through the system first. All the motors are NEMA 34s, hybrids, and I have a rotary system here that's hooked in through cabling through this inner junction box here where the emergency stop button is. Those wires are probably have to do something about that. They're in the way of the switch, but I have other emergency switches around. I've got this pendant that's wired in, but I haven't set up the software for it yet. I have a little touch plate here that I haven't tried yet, so a lot of things to still work on. Underneath here is a vat of antifreeze. Got a radiator here, and there's a digital thermometer. If I turn the pump on, it measures the temperature of the water. Inside here there's a thermistor, and I'm actually measuring the water coming out of the spindle, not the vat, because it's going into a glass that overflows into the vat, so that it is measuring what's actually coming out of the spindle itself. And this is a 3 kW spindle. Hooked up the water tubes, little bracket that I made here. This is a bracket that I made for a laser attachment. And so all the connections are soldered and shrink wrapped. Over here. And the computer is a dedicated computer. Dell running the Windows 10 Mach 4. Excuse me. I did have one little problem over here. I could not get this sensor here for the other side of the y-axis. Some of the measurements are off. This rack here is not the same distance on this side as it is on the other side, so I had to add another little section of metal on here in order to make it come out right. And of course all the track, all the cabling, because my control box is mounted on the wall. I built this raceway here, and they all come up to this control box configuration that I built. This is an old box that I refurbished, cut the hole for clear plexiglass viewing, and this is the power supply that's mounted remotely. Ethernet cables coming in on the side here, but all the cables come in, I'm going to talk a little louder because of the fans, come up through this raceway. On the front is main power. This is for water coolant, manual and auto. And then I can switch over for the z-axis from the spindle to a laser. Got internal temperature of the control box, emergency stop, and an hour meter on the spindle. And inside, it's going to get a little noisier. It's all the wiring put together for the front panel. And I have not turned the spindle on yet because I'm trying to get past my limit switch and homing issue. This is a C62 board attached to the smooth stepper. Power supplies are over here on the right. 12 volt, 5 volt. I put the 5 volt in, but it turns out that I'm not using it right now. And everything is linked together through Ethernet cables, which I kind of like. I think the installation turned out fairly neat. So the output of the drivers come down to these breakout boards here. You get plugged into the particular destinations, and then over here on the right, the cabling actually goes to the machine off of that. So it's all color coded. Arturo, thank you for sending me another board. Seems like things are working, except for one issue I have right now, which I'm going to demonstrate now. We'll come back over here, and I'll pan over to the machine itself. So just to show you that things are working, here's the Z-axis and the Y-axis. And the X-axis. And then we also have the rotary over here. So that works. So now the problem is my sensors for the limit switches. I'm going to run this over to all the way to the left, and I'll get over here to the machine diagnostics, and as I bring the unit over to the farthest point, right there, and so the problem is I'm not getting a solid signal on my sensors, and this works. This is the same for all the axis. So I'm getting all these triggers here for homing and limit switch triggering systems. Here's my history. It just keeps updating, and so I haven't been able to get it. The limits work. I mean, it stops the machine, but with these non-solid signals, I think that might be my problem. I'm not being able to get the homing to work. If you look over here to the board itself, I can zoom in here. The sensor that's right on the right, you might not be able to see it, but it's still flickering right there. See that right there? Right up. Yeah, right here. So I don't know if that needs a pull down resistor or what the deal is, but that's my problem. If anybody has any solutions, I'd appreciate some help on this, and then I'm going to get involved with trying to get the rest of the stuff to work. That's it for now.